Okay, guys. Hopefully, hopefully everybody will be ready. So this is our first class, and I'm happy to have you all here in my class. Uh, right now, we'll get started with the first task, which is about the phrases that are frequently used by native speakers. By the way, do you want to add something, or Nasreen? I think you have a question to ask, Miss Nasreen.
Hello again.
Hi.
Yes, I have a question. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, how can I be confident or feeling confident when I talk in a meeting, for example, and the same time be not afraid to make mistakes in front of people?
Okay, I will tell you something. Confidence, self-confidence. I think you are creating problems only in your head. Okay, so you just you have to relax, speak slowly, breathe. Okay, don't stress yourself out. It's all about practice, and over time, as I have said before, over time, you will acquire the necessary skills to communicate in English really efficiently. And this course and the upcoming courses will really help you. I will try to make as many native speakers as I can get involved in conversations, real conversations with you, because what you need is to get exposed, or what you need is exposure to real native English speakers. Here in my class, it is not a joke. It is not kidding. Okay, you will have native speakers to converse with, and I'm sure that after some time you will be able to communicate in English efficiently and fluently. Yeah. Any other questions before we get started with the tasks? Yes. Any other questions, Miss Alia?
Yes, hello again, Mr. Arif.
Hi.
Hi, I
Yeah.
just want to add something. I just remember the word that you told me actually before I had the job interview. I
Yeah.
was just afraid, and my English was just. He told me don't be shaky and
Yeah.
try to break your shyness.
Yeah.
Your language actually is better than the one who's interviewing you. This gave
Yeah.
me actually confidence. So I
Yeah,
just
maybe.
wanted to add this.
Yeah, yeah. Always think that you have a better English than the one who is listening to you. Well, I will tell you something. Let's cut it short. Okay. Most of you think that the listeners, okay, would be trying to find mistakes in what you say. Excuse me, they are not looking for mistakes. They are
Yeah,
just trying to understand you. Do not think about mistakes. If you think about mistakes, you will not be able to communicate.
yeah,
The listeners, whether native speakers or non-native speakers, uh, they just try to understand you. That's the deal. That's the real deal. Believe
yeah.
me, you are creating problems that exist only in your heads. Okay, so forget about this. Miss Asma Samir, uh, yeah, would you like to say something before we start doing the tasks?
Hello, Mr. Arif.
Ah, yeah, Mr.
Uh,
Daniel is here. Okay, that's really great. How could he join? I haven't sent him. Oh my gosh. I haven't sent it. Yeah. Mr. Daniel, welcome back.
انا
But
بعت
how?
له يا مستر انا بعت له لينك.
Oh my God, that's really great. Thank you very much. You are a life savior, Miss Shaima.
You're most welcome.
You made my day. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Okay, Miss Asma Samir, do you want to add something?
yes, Mr. Arif, I have a big problem with pronunciation.
Okay, pronunciation. I will tell you something. There is a big difference between pronunciation and accent. Here, what matters is that you have a correct pronunciation. It doesn't matter if you
Yeah.
have an ugly pronunciation, by the way. There is no ugly pronunciation. Okay. So what matters is that you pronounce the words correctly so that you wouldn't distort the meaning. It seems to me that Mr. Daniel wants to add something.
I'll just give you a word.
Yeah.
Content
Yeah.
and content.
Yeah.
I'm content
And the
with the
content
that I create.
It's spelled the same way, but
Yes,
that's
it's the way in which this is where we look at pronunciation.
Yeah.
It's the letters that are amplified or that are strengthened that change the complete meaning of a word. So what you were just saying is perfect. It's not about how it's your accent. It's how you highlight the letters when you're saying them. So you might and this is the thing when we're looking at a language that isn't, like, for example, when I try to pronounce words in Arabic, what I focus on is completely wrong. So sometimes what I'm saying sounds funny, but it's not about your accent. It's about the letters that you focus on. So you can have a word like content that is spelled the same as content that are completely different words with the exact same spelling.
You hit the nail on the head, bro. Definitely. Maybe that's the best example, I mean, in this context that I've ever come across. It's really, yeah, it is really, yeah, smart of you to give such an example. Okay. Daniel, we will start doing the tasks, and I'm happy that you are here. Okay, you could help me, you and Miss Alia. You are my assistants. Okay. All right. Now, task one, it's about the most frequently used expressions. Okay, so let's get to work. Okay, I need to share the screen. Okay. Okay, yeah, Daniel, can you do the task with them? So they have to choose. They have to choose the right expressions here.
All right.
Are you there, Daniel?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, so can you start doing this task with them? It is about choosing more than 2 or 3 maybe expressions. For example, number 1, welcoming someone you haven't seen in a long time.
Yes. So when addressing somebody, greeting.
Yeah.
Sometimes people try to use expressions that they might have seen in a movie or they've seen in a book that they've read.
Yeah.
There is no real need to complicate something. So if you haven't seen somebody in a long time, okay?
So yeah.
Like, for example, I would say to somebody, long time no see.
Yeah. So guys, you have to choose among which ones would you use when welcoming someone you haven't seen in a long time? Who'd like to answer this question? This one. Yes, Ms. Suad, do you want to answer this question?
We can choose. I haven't seen you in years. I haven't seen you in an age. Long time no see.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in years. I haven't seen you in an age. Long time no see. But you see, Mr. Daniel said that you need to make life easier for yourself. Okay, so long time no see is the best one because it is short and it is easy to learn. Okay, All right. Now, welcoming someone who has returned. Who'd like to deal with this one?
Welcome back.
Hi. Yes, yes, Miss Shaima. Welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah. What else?
Welcome back, stranger.
Yeah, welcome back, stranger. Okay, welcome back, Daniel, do you actually use these expressions when welcoming somebody who has returned?
Yeah, like when you meet somebody that you haven't seen for a long time. Like for example, if I was walking down the street in Muscat and
Yeah,
I met you,
yeah,
I would say welcome back, stranger, because it's been so long that now you are not part of a particular point in time, and you
yeah.
then become a stranger, even though I know who you are.
So, guys, what would you say when you meet somebody who has returned? Can you say that again, guys? Can you remind me? Yes, Ahlam.
Welcome back, strange.
Welcome back, stranger. Welcome back,
Stranger.
stranger. Yeah, welcome back, stranger. So please do remember these expressions because they are frequently used in these situations. Okay. Uh, yes, Mr. Daniel, would you like to add something or?
So yeah, so when, like for example, using the word stranger just emphasizes how long it has been. You could use welcome back.
Yeah.
Um, you could say welcome back. It's long time no see, which we used in the previous one. But stranger is a nice word because it kind of emphasizes the fact that it's been an awful long time since you've
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah.
It's
And
and
mhm,
that's what it is. It's about emphasis, and it's
yeah.
about simplicity as well.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate things. And it doesn't have to be a big long sentence. Like,
Oh yeah.
for example, if you're greeting in Arabic,
Yeah.
you're greeting for the day. You're greeting, it's like كيف حال alhamdulillah, and so on and so
It's
forth.
very long. Yeah. Yeah.
But when you're doing it in a non-native tongue, where even if you're the best English speaker and it's your second language, still there is no need to complicate it because simplicity is best and it allows the conversation to flow.
I want
Because
to, Daniel, I want to ask you a question. If I,
yeah,
yeah, if I meet you walking down the street and I say, "Hi, Daniel, how are you?" How would you answer that question?
so there's two ways I could do it. I could answer the question and just be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Or I could be like, hey, how are you? Yeah, long time no see. You could make it more than what it is.
You
It
see,
would also depend on who it is.
okay, guys, you see that Daniel didn't say I'm fine. That's really outmoded. Native speakers rarely use I'm fine, okay? So they either say I'm good, I'm doing cool, I'm great, I'm wonderful. They rarely use I'm fine. It is like, I think it is like speaking a Shakespearean language, yeah?
What it is as well, I'm fine, doesn't give any indication of how you actually are.
Yeah, yeah.
Or I'm okay doesn't answer the question either.
Yeah, it doesn't
I'm
answer.
good, I'm great, I'm bad, I'm awful.
Yeah.
That's giving indication. I'm fine, I'm okay. Where's the expression? There's no emotion, there's no, what does the person do? What's the next, like for example, you ask me, hi, how are you doing? And I say, I'm fine. where do you go from that? From I'm fine.
Yeah,
There's
it's
nowhere
kind of,
to go.
yeah,
There's
it's
no
kind of blocking the way, yeah, or
exactly.
cutting off the conversation. Yeah.
It's what you would say to somebody that you want to walk away from after you say I'm fine.
Yeah, so please stop using I'm fine, okay? Here you have a native speaker in front of you and you saw the way he responded to that question, okay? I hope that you will always remember this. Now we'll move on to another task that Mr. Daniel will will help us working on. Now we have this this interview about describing your personality. I actually I picked up this interview because it helps you a lot learn how to describe your personality during an interview or something. Okay, hopefully it will work. Okay, we get back to this. Yeah, Daniel. So, so as I have said, please forget using I'm fine and start using I'm good or I'm cool. I'm really doing well. Okay.
What I would say is good is good is you're not selling something that isn't real. Like if I say, oh, I'm great, I'm fabulous, I'm amazing,
Yeah.
you're then overselling something that might not be true. If you say you're good,
Yeah.
then the conversation can continue. So Mr. Souf asks me, how are you? I'm good. Mr. Souf says, what have you been up to? Oh, I just came back from a business
Can you
trip
say
abroad.
that? Can you say what have been up to? Can you say it slowly? Because I don't think that they caught it.
Okay, so what I would say is, Mr. Souf would ask me, how are you? I'm good. Okay, then you would say, what have you been up to?
Yeah.
What have you
You've
been
up to? Yeah, yeah, good.
So when you ask somebody what they've been up to, it's what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so and what it does is, and this is the most important thing, conversational language is the most important. And this is why what I was looking forward to with what Mr. Souf is trying to share is an interview. Because most people learn, especially when you were, you know, an adolescent or 18, 19, 20 years old or older.
Sorry to cut you off, Daniel. That word that means teenager. Could you please repeat? I just want to see how you pronounced it. Teenager.
Adolescent.
Yeah,
Teenager.
Most non-native speakers would say adolescent. It's not adolescent, guys. Here it is about correctness and incorrectness. Adolescent, the way Mr. Daniel pronounced it. Thank you very much. You can go on.
So if you're learning English as an adolescent or as an adult, we're usually learning the language for a purpose, whether it be an interview, whether it be a job, whether it be to satisfy the requirements on a CV or on a job description or job application. So the most important thing is to not overcomplicate it, especially if you're not fully confident in your abilities. Because you will always get better. You will always get better. You will never get better if you fear the language. So you'll only get better with embracing it slowly. Because you might think that it's childlike, but it's not. You are communicating effectively, and then you, like we're doing right now, you will pick up phrases, you will pick up words, you pick up A lot of people will say an accent or a way of focusing on particular parts of words. Like I would say for me, when I'm teaching, there's a huge difference between my Irish conversational accent and my teaching English accent. It is very, very different. And that even comes even within Arabic. There's a huge difference between Tunisian Arabic and Egyptian Arabic and Omani Arabic when it comes to emphasis on certain letters, certain parts of words. Some words, some languages are a little bit more slang orientated rather than being, we'll say, perfect academic Arabic. It's the same with English.
I just want to ask
that's the
them.
thing with even.
Well, I just want them. I just want to ask them a question, and I want them to be honest with me. Today, you had two native speakers speaking to you, talking to you. Did you find that really difficult to converse with native speakers? I want your answers.
No.
No, it's easy. So
I don't.
Yeah.
It's more obviously,
Obvious.
clearly. I think
obvious. Yeah.
obvious. I think I can understand them more than others.
More than Arabs. Yeah, because they distort the meaning when they mispronounce some words. Miss Halia, do you find that really difficult to speak to native speakers and exchange words, phrases, sentences with them?
Actually, no, I find it really quite easy because I feel like they are addressing us and they know our problems.
Yeah,
Actually, it's way better than actually listening to a movie because actually the actors and the actors are talking so fast. Sometimes they use the slang words or the slang language, so you do not understand them. But they know our problems. They are slowing down actually the way they speak. So it's really interesting.
Miss Asma Samir, what about you? Did you find it difficult to communicate with Mr. Tom and Mr. Daniel?
Yes, I am shy and confused too.
Okay, wait a second. I am shy and confused. Now let's solve this problem right now. You are no longer shy because you are talking right now to me and to Mr. Daniel. Problem solved. Is that okay?
And the thing is, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
She's expressing her feeling and emotion perfectly.
Perfectly, yeah.
In English, describing how she's shy and confused.
You are describing yourself perfectly. So please stop saying that you are shy. Stop saying that you are shy.
Because the most difficult thing when you're shy is actually doing it and being able to turn on your microphone and tell us what the issue is perfectly in the language that you fear. Where's the fear? It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's already gone. So please, Miss Asma, forget about this this shy and stuff. No, you are not shy. You can express yourself perfectly and you can really communicate efficiently. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Now let's move on to Miss Kauthar Suleiman. I haven't heard her speaking. I know she's hiding. Miss Kauthar, hi.
Hi, Mr. Arif.
Okay, I'd like you to speak to Mr. Daniel.
Hi, Mr. Daniel.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm very cool. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Now, what I would say is when using, so for example, you said that you're cool.
I have a problem in speaking.
No, you don't have a problem.
You're speaking right now.
Exactly. So what I would say is
I have a problem.
No. ما في مشكلة. So
no problem at all.
It's just about, so I ask you, how are you doing? I'm doing very well. I'm doing great. Okay. Then I would say, how was your day? And you would be like, oh, it was pretty good. I had work in the morning. I went home. I prepared lunch. I came back home. I'm now talking to a native English speaker from Ireland. So it's a pretty good day. So you're using pretty good. You're using your empathy, like you're heightening words by how you describe. So take the word that you want to say. So good. And instead of it being good as in it being perfect, it's being pretty good. Not perfect, but quite good. Because what it does then is it expresses what life is. Is it easy? No, but it can be quite easy and it can be quite difficult. So words that we emphasize and the way in which we say it, like any person who I've listened to speak to me so far has no problem with speaking the English language. It's just letting themselves speak it.
Yeah.
Don't hold yourself. Don't hold on to the words. If you say something that's wrong or say something that's slightly incorrect, the whole idea behind taking a class in a language is that somebody would say, not the best way of expressing it, but not wrong, just there's a better way of doing it. Like I would say the word cool in that sense, not the best word to use, but not wrong. So you would say, I'm good, I'm great.
Okay.
Cool would be is not wrong, but it's like when you look at words and the way in which we list words, and is it the best way of expressing it? The biggest thing with non-native English speakers is that they have the definition of the word in their heads, and then they try to put that word into a sentence where it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And this is where practice comes and conversation comes and reading comes, is that we realize that there's a pattern and there's a way in which each word is used and how it, grabs or holds onto the attention of the person who you're interacting with. Because if you say too much, then the person is waiting for you. If you say too little, you haven't expressed yourself. So take your idea, not in Arabic, in English. Even if it's simple, it's better if it's in English, because then you will learn to develop sentences. Then sentences become paragraphs, and paragraphs then become conversation. And then all of a sudden, you're not thinking in Arabic anymore. You're grabbing the words from around you in English, and then you're putting them together and expressing yourselves. So don't fear the language.
Okay, thank you very much.
The language out. Let the
Yeah,
language out. Let it out. And then
yeah.
once it's out there, you will know whether it's right or wrong, especially if you're speaking to a native English speaker. And if the native English speaker is somebody who wants you to get better, they won't just let you do it wrong. They will say, like a decent person, a person who wants you to do better will stop you, and they will say, okay, there's a better way that you could say this. And then they will explain it to you, because this is how you learn. The only way you can learn something is if you embrace it and you allow yourself to express. Expression is the greatest thing. Like, this is why when we look at movies, we look at music, if you look at music of today, they use the English language in rhythm and rhyme to create something that we call rap. In movies, what one of you said earlier, that the actors speak very, very quickly. That's because they're conversing in the same language that their first language speakers in. But if you were to look at someone like Salma Hayek, or somebody who's coming from a Latino background, they speak very, very slowly when they're speaking the English language. Why? because they want every single word to be understood.
All right, where do you categorize me?
See, what I would, when it comes to the English language, your knowledge of the English language is unrivaled. But what I would say is that sometimes it's, I'll give you an example. When you're so confident in something and you know that you know everything about it, but you're living in an environment that you don't use the language all of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you pick the wrong word.
Yes. Yeah. It's about
within a sentence.
Yeah.
It's not that you made a mistake. It's just you've lost the flow. It's like if you learn a language and you leave it and you don't speak it for a while. I'll give you an example. French, when I was in school, quite good conversationally. You ask me to have a conversation now? No, because I haven't been in that environment. I can read it, I can write it, but I cannot speak it.
Yeah,
because
you lost it.
Speaking is everything. That's why when you're learning the English language, it's the most important thing is to find somebody. It's like taxi drivers in Oman. They love when I get into taxi. Why? Because they have somebody to speak to.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I really know that. Actually, Daniel, everybody wants you to be around. That's because you are in some ways a person who makes them smile. You are on good terms with everybody. Now, my question is, where do you categorize me? Let's speak linguistically here now. Am I a native speaker, a non-native speaker, a non-native speaker with a native speaker identity? Yeah.
I would say that you're a non-native English speaker with the academic background of, or an academic English background beyond a native English speaker.
Beyond? Do you mean that?
Yes, because I never learned English.
Oh, yeah.
I speak English because I heard it. I speak English because I learned how the words come together. Like if you ask me about past participles, or if you ask me about tenses.
Yeah. Is it participles or participles?
Participle.
Yeah. Well, Imon David used to pronounce this as participles. Evan McMahon, yes. Evan McMahon used to pronounce this as participles.
That is accent over language.
Yeah.
So what I would say is most native English speakers don't know why what they say makes sense.
Yeah, it's their natural idiom. Actually, it's their natural idiom. Okay, so this is the idea. They were born speaking that language. Okay, so it's much easier. But over time, if people practice really well, they can reach that level. Honestly, well, people who practice really well after maybe 5 or 6 years would be like near native speakers. Okay. Guys, this class, I mean today's class is not counted, is not paid. Okay, so I just wanted to break the ice. I just wanted to have you learn English comfortably, and I just wanted you to forget that English is really, or speaking English to a native speaker is really difficult. Of course, if Mr. Daniel is available tomorrow, he will join, or Mr. Tom, and we will tackle the tasks that we were supposed to do today. Now, Miss Karima Barghouthi, do you have a question to ask to Mr. Daniel before we go? Yeah.
No, thank you, Mr.
No questions? Oh. Are you?
I have a question.
He has a question. Stay there.
Because
if
I ask a question, you must answer. So if you don't have a question, I'll ask you a question.
First time to meet you. I am.
She's kind of, this is, yeah, she's confused. Okay, it's okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is my question. When you were asked to ask me a question, what was the first thing that you thought about?
Yeah.
So I'll say this again. When Mr. Souf asked you to ask me a question, was the first thing you thought about, how do I put what I want to say into words? Did you fear that I would somehow judge the question that you're going to ask? Or was it difficult for you to formulate or to create the question for me? Was it difficulty with creation, difficulty with speaking, or difficulty with the actual fear of the language itself?
Difficult of speaking.
Okay, now, first thing we can look at right now, there's no problem with speaking. Thank you. You've already spoken to me. We've overcome that issue. The next thing is, if I was to ask you this, do you use the English language in any way throughout your regular day?
No.
Okay,
No.
so what's going to happen is,
we have less than 1 minute, Daniel.
okay, what's going to happen is, if I can at all tomorrow, I am going to attend, and Mr. Souf is going to put is going to share 6 sentences, and you're going to read them to me. The level that Mr. Souf believes that you are at, you are going to read those sentences to me. And this is how we're going to overcome the issue, is that if you can read something that has been created, you do not have to create it. You just need to worry about saying it. And if that is your biggest problem, we're halfway there.